Have you ever had life drop something so unexpected into your lap and suddenly everything you planned, everything you scheduled, everything you told yourself you had to do just stops? And in that moment, have you ever wondered, what does this say about me? Am I failing? Am I falling behind? Am I disappointing someone? Am I letting myself down? If you've ever been there, this episode is for you. Join me. Hello, beautiful one. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to Business by Design podcast. Your next level starts here. This is the 10-minute reset for women entrepreneurs who know there's another level waiting for them. Hi, I'm Valerie Priester, your host and your mindset and strategy catalyst. Each week, you'll get two essentials: a mindset reset to quiet the self doubt that keeps you circling the same plateau, and a strategic architect move, a practical step you can plug into your business before the episode even ends. Listen, this is what I promise: no fluff, just focused clarity so you can trade busy work for purposeful and powerful momentum. Are you ready? Let's design your victory starting now. Today, I want to share something personal with you. Last month, my husband experienced a medical emergency, and it pulled me out of my routines and got my mind off of my goals and all the things that we plan and we hope to accomplish, right? um, None of those things mattered. When something like this happens, and definitely when it happened for me, my whole world actually shrunk, right? Down to only the things that mattered most. Everything else became a blur, right? What surprised me most was not the fear or the chaos that was going on in the moment. It was the quiet internal that pressure that whispered and said things like, you should be posting, you should be showing up, you should be keeping up with the plan. And even my business bestie, God knows she means well, and I understand what she was saying. What she thought was to help take my mind off of the situation with my husband was that I could take my laptop to the hospital and continue to work. Well, all those things were going through my mind anyway. But behind that whisper was a deeper belief that I thought I had already actually healed, right? And apparently I hadn't, right? The belief that my worth is tied to how consistently I produce or how consistently I show up, right? How well I keep up, if you will, how reliably I show up. And what I realized in the moment was that this time something shifted for me. I made a conscious choice to pause. I told my business bestie, nope, I don't think taking the laptop is the thing to do, right? Although I did a couple of days later after my husband was out of the critical state of what he was dealing with. Um, but even then, I still couldn't get anything done. But I made a conscious choice to pause, not because I wanted to, but because I needed to, and not because I planned to, certainly, because this was all unexpected, but because life handed me a moment where pausing was the wisest thing to do. And it had nothing to do with me being weak or falling behind or missing the mark on anything. It was just wisdom in that moment. And here is what I learned. My worth is not tied to someone else's schedule, right? It's only tied to how I want to show up, how I want to embrace and handle the things of life when they come, right? Those lemons that we're given, how I want to handle that. My worth is tied more to that than anything else. So I handled what mattered most. I took care of my husband. I created space for emotional processing, which I so needed in that moment. I centered myself in love instead of fear, right? And for the first time in a long time, I let myself be fully human without apologizing for it. I believe that the most powerful shift happened in my mindset. That constant sense of being behind, it softened. I didn't feel it, right? The feeling of missing out, it actually just dissolved. And the mental space that opened up allowed me to navigate a life changing situation with clarity and grace. I know many of you listening have had moments like this year alone, right? Moments where you didn't choose the circumstance, moments that forced you to slow down or step away completely. And you may have felt guilt for doing it, guilt for being in that space, or even anxious about it, right? Or afraid that everything would just fall apart. That happens too. But here is your truth for today: slowing down is not losing, pausing is not falling behind. Sometimes the most aligned action you can take is the one that brings you back to yourself. As entrepreneurs, especially heart centered ones, especially women entrepreneurs, we carry so much responsibility. We believe that we must stay consistent, right? And there's some truth to that. We must stay visible. There's some truth to that as well. We must stay productive. There's certainly some truth to that. But healing, love, and presence carry their own kind of consistency, right? We must be consistent with that as well. And so I want you to know that finishing this year strong does not mean finishing it full. It means finishing it whole. So those things that may still be on your to-do list that you didn't get to do because life handed you a few lemons here or there, I want you to know it's okay. So if December looks a little different for you, if your heart is asking for rest, reflection, or recalibration, even, I want you to honor that because that's what's needed in this moment. Strength isn't only found in the push. Sometimes the greatest strength is found in the pause. Remember, designing your victory is a choice. Start with listening to what your soul needs right now in this moment. We'll see you next time. Well, my amazing ones, that's your focus shift for today. If it sparked a new thought, follow the show and share it with a friend who's also ready for clarity. For those of you that have been following me, I want you to know I truly appreciate you. For those that are new to me, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you continue to follow. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Sharing is caring. Want to keep the momentum going? Check the show notes for my newest free resource. You can be sure it's most timely to help you take your next confident step. I'll meet you next Thursday for another dose of mindset and strategy tailored for the business and life you truly want. Remember, designing your victory is a choice. Start with one clear, purposeful action today.